If you're watching this video, chances are you've questioned where you truly fit into the social hierarchy, or maybe you've noticed that you don't quite blend in with the typical crowd. You might find yourself more comfortable alone, observing from a distance rather than joining the noise. And that's exactly what often sets Sigma males apart. While most people crave social validation and build their lives around friendships and social groups, Sigma males operate on a completely different wavelength. They don't seek connection for the sake of filling silence or chasing acceptance. They crave depth, truth, and mutual understanding. In today's world, the concept of friendship has been twisted beyond recognition. Social media has blurred the line between genuine connection and digital performance. Platforms like X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook have conditioned people to measure their worth in followers, likes, and comments. But Sigma males see through this illusion. They know that having 1,000 friends online means nothing if none of them would stand beside you when life gets real. These aren't friends, they're spectators, voyeurs in a curated version of your life. Sigma males have no interest in that facade. They understand that true friendship is rare, something built on trust, mutual respect, and emotional honesty. They don't need to be surrounded by people to feel fulfilled. In fact, too much shallow interaction drains them. To outsiders, this independence can look like arrogance or coldness. But in truth, Sigma males are simply selective. They refuse to waste energy on people who don't match their depth or intentions. Their focus is always on quality, not quantity. A Sigma male would rather have one real friend who understands him than 100 acquaintances who barely know his name. That's why many of them keep their circle extremely small, or sometimes, they walk alone entirely. Solitude isn't loneliness for them, it's clarity. It's peace. It's where they recharge and rediscover their strength. So when people wonder why Sigma males often seem friendless, it's not because they can't form connections, it's because they refuse to settle for anything less than real. Here are 10 powerful reasons why Sigma males often have no friends. Number 1. No interest in connections. Sigma males are not emotionless, far from it. They are capable of deep love and authentic connection, but they approach relationships differently from most people. For them, solitude is not a void to escape from, it's a sanctuary. It's where they think, create, heal, and grow. Unlike those who constantly seek company to avoid their own thoughts, Sigma males thrive in silence because they've learned to find peace within themselves. They understand that relationships, whether romantic, familial, or social, can sometimes drain energy and blur focus. When entanglements start to interfere with their personal mission or mental clarity, they instinctively pull back. To a Sigma male, freedom is sacred. They protect it fiercely because they know how easily it can be lost in the chaos of social obligation and emotional dependency. Even with family, their love is quiet but steadfast. They will always be there when it truly matters, but they refuse to let guilt or pressure dictate their presence. They're not cold, they're simply disciplined with their time and energy. Every relationship must be built on mutual respect, understanding, and space. A partner who clings, controls, or constantly demands attention quickly becomes a threat to their sense of autonomy. For the Sigma male, the ideal connection is one that flows naturally, not one that chains him down. They seek partners and friends who understand the rhythm of solitude, who can stand beside them without needing constant validation or reassurance. Because at the core, Sigma males don't avoid connections out of arrogance, they avoid them because they value peace over pretense, and depth over dependence. Number 2. Detecting deception. One of the Sigma male's most striking traits is his ability to see through people. It's not a supernatural gift, it's the result of observation, patience, and a lifetime of reading between the lines. Sigma males have a deeply analytical mind, always scanning patterns in speech, behavior, and energy. They can sense inconsistency, when words don't match tone, when smiles hide tension, or when compliments are laced with manipulation. This heightened awareness makes them extremely selective about who they trust. They know that not everyone approaches friendship with sincerity. Many people want something, attention, validation, advantage, or access. And because Sigma males are often competent, mysterious, and quietly influential, they tend to attract individuals who want to use them rather than understand them. So, they've learned to observe first, engage later. They rarely dive headfirst into new friendships or relationships. Instead, they test people subtly, watching how they act under pressure, how they treat others, and how consistent they are when the mask slips. A single dishonest gesture can end the connection instantly. To outsiders, this skepticism may seem paranoid or distant, but to the Sigma male, it's self-preservation. He knows the emotional cost of betrayal, and he refuses to pay it again. Once someone lies, manipulates, or breaks his trust, they are permanently cut off. No confrontation, no drama, no second chance. Just silence. That's why Sigma males keep their circle small and guarded. They value truth over charm, loyalty over words, and presence over promises. Their ability to detect deception isn't about cynicism, it's about staying free from emotional traps in a world full of masks. Number 3. Feeling real among NPCs. Sigma males often feel like they're living in an alternate reality, one where everyone else seems to be operating on autopilot. They move through crowds of people who talk, laugh, and chase trends, but something always feels off. To them, it's as if the majority of society is running on pre-programmed scripts, repeating the same opinions, following the same routines, and living lives that lack genuine self-awareness. These are what the Sigma calls NPCs, not in a derogatory sense, but as a reflection of how most people exist without depth, purpose, or originality. While others seek approval or direction from authority, peers, or the crowd, the Sigma male looks inward. He doesn't need validation to know who he is. His thoughts aren't borrowed from popular culture or social trends, they're forged through introspection, experience, and a relentless pursuit of truth. This authenticity makes him feel like an outsider in a world that rewards conformity. He often finds it difficult to relate to people who value surface-level achievements, gossip, or meaningless chatter. The Sigma male craves depth, conversations about purpose, philosophy, human nature, and the mind. But these kinds of exchanges are rare, which only reinforces his sense of isolation. Over time, he learns to accept this separation not as loneliness, but as liberation. He realizes that solitude doesn't mean being alone, it means being free from noise. While the world follows trends and distractions, he creates his own reality, one grounded in clarity, purpose, and meaning. In essence, Sigma males don't reject society because they despise it, they step away from it because it no longer feels real. Their authenticity simply can't exist in a world that runs on illusion. Number 4. Intimidating presence. The Sigma male's presence carries a quiet, almost unsettling intensity. He doesn't need to speak loudly or assert dominance to command attention, his calm, unreadable demeanor does it for him. People can sense there's more to him than meets the eye, but they can't quite define it. That mystery both intrigues and intimidates. Because Sigma males guard their emotions and rarely reveal what they're thinking, others often misinterpret their silence. Some see it as arrogance, others as indifference. But the truth is far more complex. Their reserved behavior is a form of self-preservation. They've learned that openness in the wrong company invites misunderstanding, envy, or manipulation. So they keep their energy contained, revealing only fragments of themselves to those who've truly earned it. This emotional restraint gives them a stoic, unshakable aura. When they enter a room, people subconsciously feel their presence, the stillness, the focus, the quiet confidence. It's not aggression, it's control. It's the kind of power that doesn't need to be announced, and that's what makes it unnerving to others. Most people are uncomfortable with mystery because it exposes their insecurities. When they can't read the Sigma male, they project their assumptions, labeling him as cold, arrogant, or detached. But what they're actually sensing is depth, an inner world so vast and self-contained that it doesn't need external validation. For the Sigma male, this guarded demeanor isn't a wall built out of pride, it's a filter. It protects his peace and ensures that only those with genuine understanding and emotional intelligence are allowed close. To the right person, his silence is comforting. To the wrong one, it's terrifying. And that duality, that balance of calm and power, is what gives the Sigma male his truly intimidating presence. Number 5. Disdain for dishonesty. Sigma males possess an almost instinctive radar for dishonesty. They can sense when someone's words don't match their intentions, when there's a subtle inconsistency in tone, behavior, or energy. This deep intuition doesn't come from paranoia, it's the product of countless hours of silent observation and reflection. Sigma males watch people closely, how they speak, how they react, and how their actions align with their claims. Over time, they learn that deception is not always loud or obvious, it often hides behind smiles, flattery, and carefully chosen words. Because they value truth above comfort, Sigma males have zero tolerance for liars or manipulators. Once someone shows a pattern of dishonesty, the Sigma doesn't argue or seek revenge, he simply withdraws, quietly and completely. To him, trust is sacred. Once broken, it's gone for good. He understands that surrounding himself with deceitful individuals drains his energy, clouds his clarity, and disrupts his inner peace. This fierce commitment to honesty isn't about moral superiority, it's about maintaining alignment with his core values. The Sigma male thrives on authenticity. He believes that even an uncomfortable truth is far better than a comforting lie. It's this inner code that keeps his relationships pure, transparent, and deeply meaningful. In a world where manipulation is common and truth is often bent for convenience, Sigma males stand as living contradictions, men who would rather walk alone in truth than be surrounded by others in deception. Their loyalty is rare, but their boundaries are absolute. Number 6. Indifference to opinions. One of the Sigma male's greatest strengths, and freedoms, is his complete indifference to public opinion. While most people bend and twist themselves to fit into social molds or gain approval, the Sigma moves through life unbothered. He doesn't seek validation, applause, or acknowledgement. His sense of worth comes from within, not from the noise of the crowd. This detachment from external judgment gives him an almost unshakable calm. He can walk into a room full of people who misunderstand him, and it won't shake his confidence. He knows who he is, what he values, and where he's going, and no opinion, rumor, or criticism can alter that inner foundation. Sigma males speak their minds without fear, guided by logic, truth, and personal conviction. They understand that authenticity often provokes discomfort in others, that standing firm in one's beliefs can attract both admiration and resentment. But instead of diluting themselves to fit in, they embrace the role of the outsider. They realize that real freedom is not about being accepted, it's about being untouchable by judgment. This mindset shields them from the manipulation of social pressure, the invisible force that drives most people to conform. While others fear rejection or ridicule, Sigma males move forward in silence, grounded in their independence and self-trust. Their indifference to opinions is not arrogance, it's wisdom. It's the understanding that people's judgments often reveal more about them than about the person they're judging. And because of this clarity, the Sigma male walks his path in peace, unaffected, unbent, and entirely authentic. Number 7. Disinterest in small talk. For Sigma males, small talk is not just boring, it's draining. They see it as a meaningless social performance, a script people follow to fill silence rather than connect with depth. Conversations about the weather, gossip, or surface-level trends don't stimulate their minds, they exhaust them. Sigma males crave substance. They want to talk about ideas, human nature, philosophy, purpose, and the unseen forces that shape reality. Because of this, they rarely engage in idle chatter. They listen politely when required, but their attention often drifts inward, toward deeper thoughts. They'd rather have one genuine conversation that sparks insight than 100 casual exchanges that lead nowhere. For them, words carry energy, and wasting that energy on hollow dialogue feels unnatural. Sigma males value truth, vulnerability, and authenticity. They seek connections where silence isn't awkward, where mutual respect and understanding replace constant noise. They're drawn to people who think deeply, question everything, and aren't afraid of uncomfortable truths. This is why Sigma males are often seen as quiet or distant. They're not antisocial, they're simply selective. They protect their time and mental energy, engaging only when there's real value in the exchange. In a world obsessed with appearances and noise, Sigma males prefer depth and silence. Their disinterest in small talk is not arrogance, it's a reflection of their desire for real human connection, not social acting. 8. Avoiding big crowds. For Sigma males, solitude is not loneliness, it's clarity. Large crowds, loud environments, and constant stimulation overwhelm them. They can sense the chaotic energy that most people overlook, the mix of emotions, insecurities, and intentions that fill crowded spaces. This sensitivity makes them naturally withdrawn from such settings, preferring calm, quiet environments where they can think and feel without interference. Big crowds often represent conformity, people moving in sync, driven by trends and group mentality. Sigma males, on the other hand, operate independently. They don't need to be part of a group to feel secure or validated. When surrounded by too many people, they can feel disconnected, as if they're watching the world through a glass wall, observing, but not participating. Their avoidance of crowds isn't due to fear or anxiety, it's a conscious choice for peace. In solitude, their thoughts become clearer, their intuition sharper, and their creativity flourishes. They use this time alone to recharge, strategize, and reflect deeply on their purpose and direction in life. Sigma males thrive in environments where silence speaks louder than noise, where they can hear their own thoughts instead of the constant chatter of the world. Their preference for solitude isn't about isolation, it's about alignment. It's in these quiet spaces that they find strength, wisdom, and the self-awareness that makes them who they are. Number 9. High selectiveness. Sigma males don't let just anyone get close to them. Their trust is sacred and earned, never given freely. They are extremely selective about who they allow into their personal world, because they understand that energy, time, and emotional bandwidth are limited resources. Unlike most people who form relationships out of convenience, loneliness, or social obligation, the Sigma male builds connections based on depth, alignment, and integrity. Before letting someone in, he observes quietly. He studies how people treat others when no one's watching, how they respond to adversity, and whether their actions align with their words. Sigma males look beyond charm, status, and appearances. They evaluate intention and emotional maturity. If someone lacks authenticity or carries a hidden agenda, the Sigma will sense it and quietly withdraw. This discernment acts as a powerful filter, protecting them from toxic relationships, manipulation, and unnecessary drama. Sigma males know that not everyone deserves access to their peace. They would rather have one loyal, genuine ally than 100 shallow acquaintances. Their inner circle, if it exists at all, is built on mutual trust, unspoken understanding, and complete honesty. This selective nature isn't arrogance, it's wisdom. It's an evolved awareness that closeness should never be rushed or forced. Every relationship in the Sigma's life must add clarity, strength, or peace, never chaos. By guarding their circle so carefully, Sigma males maintain emotional sovereignty and protect the purity of their inner world. Number 10. Friendships feel like work. For Sigma males, friendship isn't about convenience, it's about connection. But in a world where relationships are often based on appearances, benefits, or ego validation, they find that most friendships feel like work. They quickly sense when the balance of effort is uneven, when they're giving more energy, empathy, or understanding than they're receiving in return. Sigma males value equality and reciprocity. They don't expect perfection, but they demand authenticity. They believe a true friendship should flow naturally, not feel like a negotiation for attention or loyalty. When they sense manipulation, competition, or emotional dependency, they quietly distance themselves. They refuse to stay in connections that drain their energy or compromise their inner peace. This doesn't mean Sigma males are cold or detached. In fact, when they find someone genuine, they are deeply loyal, supportive, and protective. But they refuse to maintain relationships out of obligation. They don't chase people, and they don't force bonds that no longer serve growth. To them, friendship should elevate, not exhaust. Because of this high standard, many Sigma males walk through life with very few, or even no, close friends. But they don't see this as a loss. They see it as freedom, the freedom to live authentically, without performing, pretending, or tolerating insincerity. For them, solitude is not loneliness, it's alignment. Conclusion. So, what do you think? Do you agree with these points? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If this video resonated with you, explore more content on this channel to gain deeper insight into the Sigma male mindset, his psychology, his emotional independence, and his unique way of navigating a world obsessed with conformity. Thank you for watching, and remember, in a world that constantly demands you to fit in, sometimes the greatest strength is the ability to stand alone.